Good morning to the Jehovah's Witnesses brothers worldwide.
Greetings. Greetings to those Jehovah's Witnesses brothers who are now waking up worldwide. Thank you, brothers and sisters who are here, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses from the Caribbean. Some, including myself, are from the class of 1975 who experienced the failed prophecy of Watchtower concerning the end of the world and the Battle of Armageddon in that crucial year. When this debacle occurred, there was no social media at the time to vent our feelings of betrayal, shock, anger, and disappointment. Many feel we lost our dignity and proud status as members of God's organization. We absorbed the hurt as we could not report to anyone our personal injury and damage which we experienced. Watchtower apparently came out of this better than us. They came out unscathed. The following year, in 1976, when Armageddon did not come, witnesses put their tails between their legs and went back to the meetings like nothing happened. They were sedated, yes, but kept silent and displayed no anxiety to ask for an account from the faithful and discreet slave, also called the governing body or the anointed class, for misguiding the entire association of brothers. Remember, this was the so-called discreet slave who was selected by Jehovah and Jesus Christ in 1919. They were responsible for giving us spiritual food, including the interpretation of the scriptures from Jehovah. However, that food almost killed all of us in 1975. Many brothers put everything on the line. Just like today, many brothers put the governing body on a pedestal. They believe the governing body knows it all and they can do no wrong. They place complete trust in the governing body. They obey without question. Many brothers, therefore, were very openly exposed to heartache and disappointment. Now, in that year, 1975, our congregation was badly affected. Some brothers did not complete their education. Some left off having children until after Armageddon. Some decided to rent a house instead of purchasing one. Some left off more lucrative jobs in order to preach and pioneer. There was a preaching frenzy in anticipation of Armageddon. I was a baptized youth, barely able to think critically. My mother, however, a Jehovah's Witness for many years, told us that our family will be ignoring that Watchtower craziness. She allowed us to pursue our higher education in 1974, despite the elders frowning on her decision not to follow the crowd. My JW friends who eventually suffered at Watchtower's hands were not as fortunate to have critical thinking parents who stood up to the elders. So many in 1975 did not know that it was not the first time that Watchtower had been guilty of propagating falsehoods and inaccuracies. No doubt my mother knew of their past track record, especially the year 1914, followed by 1915, followed by predictions in 1918 and in 1925. When Armageddon did not come, many were shocked. In spite of these embarrassing failures, Watchtower continued showing a shocking lack of concern for the use of Jehovah's holy name and reputation each time their prophesying turned out to be false. Remember, Watchtower claimed to represent Jehovah. This obvious, blatant disregard for the Creator and the resulting worldwide disrespect for all Jehovah's Witnesses, shouldn't that cause all of us of Jehovah and His Son to investigate, revisit, question, scrutinize, re-examine the validity of the stewardship of Watchtower? So let's do so. Firstly, we must investigate their selection and approval from among all religions by Jehovah and Jesus in 1919. Were all religions aware of God's desire to make a selection? Was it advertised? Was an application necessary? Was there an agreed format for participation? How long did this process take? Was it hours, days, weeks, months? How did the winner, in this case the Watchtower, received their confirmation. Can Watchtower cite scripture for this contest in 1919? We recall that Matthew 24, the scripture cited by Watchtower, was merely asking a question at that time. He was not making a statement. Did you, Watchtower, presumptuously fill out your name as the answer to this question? We know how Moses was selected because Jehovah on at least one occasion spoke to him in the presence of the Israelites. I guess Jehovah did not think it necessary or think it prudent to do the same for Watchtower. How did you, Watchtower, arrive at your dates for the end times? Did you receive it via vision? Was it through a dream? Was it possible that you received it via text, WhatsApp, or email? Was it through pyramidology using measurements from the pyramid passages? Was it from a mathematical formula? If so, who did the calculations? Did Satan have anything to play in all of this? Whatever you did, Jehovah certainly did not give you those dates. He did not even give it to his son. How were you able to get such dates? You even claim that you got Jehovah's timetable for Christ's heavenly invisible kingdom rule as 1914. How did you get that? Did you hack it? Warning. How can there be new recruits joining the heavenly 144,000 anointed class in 2018? For years, every Jehovah's Witness who wanted to be a member was told that the number was sealed. In 1935, there were no vacancies, you said. Did you approve that? Can we put that down to another lapse and another failure theory? You perceive Jehovah to have a very simple mind. You believe multiplying this and adding that and then subtracting this or that. That's it. For example, you keep publishing as an undeniable fact even today that Christ's invisible heavenly reign has started since 1914. All Jehovah's Witnesses take that and run with it. Is that also a certified date by calculation, such as your 1975 date? The only thing saving you from embarrassment again is the fact that we cannot take a telescope to spy and check on Jesus in heaven. Trust me, that is another mathematics gone wrong. Let's go on. You refuse to accept blame for this public failure and fiasco. You put all the blame on the brothers, saying that they misread or read too deeply into your articles. You make it plain that that is not what you said. What a low blow to put on the brothers. You also lamented that the brothers were overzealous and anxious for the end to come. However, you are quick to point out that currently you have since adjusted your thinking. So how about us getting over it and moving on? Stop. Not so fast. What about the serious spiritual implications of what you did? Do you realize that you went beyond the command of Jehovah and now you are trying to downsize the issue and shrug it off? Wasn't Jesus' word in scripture clear? He said he did not know the day or the hour, only the Father knew. So doesn't Watchtower have faith in the scriptures? If yes, why did you go digging to find out the secret date beyond the written word? What about the example of the apostles? Did they treat this matter as you did? We recall that they had interest in this very matter. Did they go on their own, research behind Christ's back, and come up with their own theories and publish it as if it was the written word? They did not. So, what exactly was going on in your head, Watchtower? We know you disfellowship brothers who do not accept your theories. You are happy to embrace those who accept it as truth. In fact, you call their doubters apostates. Were the Berean brothers of the book of Acts apostates? They also call them Bereans, as some people may pronounce it. They check out everything with scripture. Wouldn't you say it is a good case for disfellowshipping overall? Were you trying to be famous? Were you trying to put other religions in the dark or in or put other religions to shame by you alone having this date? Were you planning to show off to the world that you had a one-on-one relationship with Jehovah and information was not a problem for you, even if it was for Jesus? Did you not think that by having access to this information, you were making Jesus himself a liar? If God had acted on your dates, would it be said that he undermined his son? Did you realize that you were just a slave? Do slaves have authority to meddle in the master's private business? To us, you presumed yourself to be much more than just a slave. You took on the role of governing body, and apparently it went to your head. You began flaunting your perceived ranks. You began teaching that you are the sole authority to interpret scriptures. Any Jehovah's Witness wanting to do research must use your publications. You even banned YouTube. Even the remnant class on earth could not make contributions to the writing department. You would reject it. Imagine you declared in the Watchtower, April 1st, 1979, page 31, question from readers, that Jesus is the mediator of the slave class or the anointed class only. Can you imagine that? Can you say then who speaks for the or represents the other sheep? To whom should they direct their prayers? Probably they should not pray at all. So what role do they have in God's kingdom if they do not have a mediator? In essence, you brought the honesty, truthfulness, and integrity of the Christ into question. Also, you have disrespected the headship of God's Son over you. Amazingly, despite all what you have done, Watchtower, it is business as usual. Nothing has happened to affect your relationship with Jehovah. In fact, Watchtower believes the relationship has gotten better. The discreet slave class is still in office doing Jehovah's work. They say the organization is blessed and is growing overwhelmingly. Truly, Watchtower? Why then are you selling all those buildings and kingdom halls all over the world? Wouldn't Jehovah need these? Wouldn't he need them to accommodate the increase? Finally, why are many governments over the world coming after you? For example, Russia, and in Australia, the Australia Royal Commission pedophile matter is before you. Everybody wants a piece of you, everybody. They are suing you. They want to eat your flesh like the harlot in the Bible. Even your angry so-called apostates are coming after you. Don't you think your house is being judged? We think so. Surely you should consider this as truth. We know you will say everything is cool, brother. Everything. Don't worry, everything is cool. I hear you. In closing, many brothers worldwide are still awaiting your direct apology for what you have put them through. I suppose you will apologize to the Most High at your judicial hearing, which is in progress invisibly. Thank you. We have put many reference material slides in support of our statements and conclusions for the benefit of those witnesses who have not yet awakened and are not aware of such matters which we have discussed. So thank you very much.